What's up, my Bringlese family? I am back today to read with you. As you can see, let me shrink myself. Oh my God, I'm getting smaller. As you can see, the New York Times, I found an article specifically about Italy and I wanted to read it with you. It's called Italy's Students Will Get a Lesson in Climate Change. Many lessons, in fact. So, what we are going to do is read this article together, and then I'm going to analyze the English and just show you some things so that you can understand what we are reading. So, without further ado, let's begin. Okay? So, Italy's students, of course, we have this apostrophe S here. The students of Italy will get a lesson in climate change. Get in this case means ottenere. Gli studenti otterranno una lezione. Many lessons, in fact. In fact in English is not infatti. In fact is more like in realtà, effettivamente. Molte lezioni effettivamente. Okay? So it says public schools will require children in every grade to study sustainability. That could put Italy at the forefront of environmental education. Okay? So le scuole pubbliche richiederanno i bambini in every grade ogni anno di studiare la sostenibilità. I don't know how to say that, but you know what I mean. That potrebbe, forse, mettere l'Italia avanti, cioè all'inizio of environmental education, okay? So this would be a good thing. Here is the picture. You see, it says, a student demonstration in September in Rome demanding action on climate change, okay? So here is the article, and since I'm going to be analyzing it, I copied it and I actually put it here. So we are going to read like this. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay. And I will bring myself to the bottom. So let's begin. And just, sorry, a little bit bigger. Okay, let's start. Rome. Yes, children, climate change will be on the test. So for like global warming, we also say climate change. So I'll just put like global warming, whoops, like this. Italy's education minister said Tuesday that its public schools would soon require students in every grade to study climate change and sustainability, a step he said would put Italy at the forefront of environmental education worldwide. Okay, we already read this. The lessons, at first taught as part of the students' civics education, taught, okay? So this is past of teach. At first, all'inizio, that's what this means. At first taught as part of the student's civics education, will eventually become integrated throughout a variety of subjects. So what does eventually means? It actually means in the future, like sooner or later. I know eventualmente in Italian means possibly, but in English it means in the future. So yes, it will happen. So eventually it will become integrated throughout a variety of subjects, okay? Throughout means probably attraverso or just in a variety of subjects. A sort of Trojan horse that will infiltrate all courses, the education minister Lorenzo Fioravanti said. Okay? So these lessons will become part of all subjects, a variety of subjects. Let's continue. Environmental advocates welcomed the new subject matter with some caveats. Some caveats, it's like some conditions, I would say. Some things you have to consider. All right. Teaching children about sustainability is certainly very important, said Edoardo Zanchini. So why does this sentence start with ing form? Because the noun is used as, the verb is used as a noun. So insegnare i bambini, teaching children, okay? Usually at the beginning of a sentence, these verbs act like nouns. So they're in the ing form, all right? Let's do ing form. Teaching children about sustainability is certainly very important, said Edoardo Zanchini, vice president of Legambiente, Italy's leading environmental group. Leading, which means al primo posto, quello principale, okay? First place, it's leading. But he warned that responsibility should not simply be passed on to children. Okay, so la responsabilità del clima non dovrebbe essere passato ai bambini. Science tells us the next 10 years are crucial. We cannot wait for the next generation. Okay, pretty straightforward. Sorry, this is irrelevant. Mr. Fioramonti is a member of the anti-establishment five-star movement, Cinque Stelle, which has long put environmental concerns at the heart of its identity, okay? Has long put, okay? So we first have present perfect, which is has put. And then we have this long, which means for a long time. So mettono da tanto questi concerns, environmental concerns, and at the heart of its identity, è al cuore della sua identità. He has already become a target of conservatives for backing taxes on sugar and plastics, okay? So what does this mean? He has already become. Di nuovo abbiamo present perfect. Why? Because the act of him becoming was not like this. It didn't just happen. He is becoming, and he's still becoming. So this become is ongoing. It's lasting. That's why it's has become. Plus we have already, which means già, okay? So già è diventato o sta diventando a target of conservatives. Una mirata. Lui è mirato, a target, okay? Of conservatives for backing. What does backing mean in this case? It means defending, defendere. Defends taxes on sugar and plastics. Okay, so lui mette la tasse su zucchero e plastiche. And for encouraging students to take part in climate protests. Take part is a phrasal verb that means participate. Participate in climate protests last September instead of attending classes. So this Mr. Fioramonti told students to participate, to take part in climate protests rather than instead of attending class, okay? Starting in September 2020. This I love because in Italian you just say da. So we don't say from. We say starting. So starting in, a lot of Italians would say from September 2020. Actually, in English, we say starting in September 2020. We don't say this from preposition to start the sentence like that. So starting in September 2020, he said, teachers in every grade will lead lessons in climate change and environmental sustainability. Okay? That 33-hour-a-year lesson, he said, so 33 hour a year. So what does this mean? So in 1 year, these lessons will be 33 total hours. Okay? So that 33 hour a year lesson will be used as a pilot program to ultimately fold the climate agenda of the United Nations into the entire curriculum. So pilot means the first, okay? The first one to try. So it's the guinea pig, the pilot program, the first program. So this 33 hour a year lesson will be used as the pilot program to ultimately fold the climate agenda of the United Nations into the entire curriculum. So now the United Nations has this curriculum, and this program will be the first one put into the students' curriculum. All right, let's continue. So, merely studying place names and locations in geography class? Forget that. Dimenticalo, non ci pensare, non studiano I nomi dei posti e basta. Mr. Fioramonti said, geography courses will soon study the impact of human actions on different parts of the planet too, he said. So what does soon mean? Usually means presto, but in this case it means tra poco. So these corsi di geografia tra poco studieranno the impact, l'impatto, of human actions on different parts of the planet too, he said. This too is important because anche, it means anche, and it goes at the end of the sentence. Okay? In an interview, Mr. Fioramonti said that a group of experts, including Jeffrey D. Sachs, director of the Harvard Institute for International Development, and Kate Raworth of Oxford University's Environmental Change Institute, will act will act as faranno or si comporteranno as come. So this is come before a thing or person. So they will act as peer reviewers for ministry staff preparing the curriculum. So these experts, they will review the curriculum and they will help prepare the curriculum. Okay? Delete. Now, this article continues, but I am going to stop here. I don't want this video to last too long, but I will leave the link in the video description. If you want to continue, you can read the rest of it. It's not too much longer. I think we are halfway. But I thought this would be a useful exercise for you guys. So, whoa, too big. So I hope you learned something and you can review this page here. This is a common activity I do in my Bringlese English class, a class that is growing a lot recently. So many new supporters and followers of the class. So if you like this type of activity, I know you would also like the Bringlese English class. This is something we do in the class. So if you want to check that out, check my Patreon link and you can become a Patreon. 6 lessons for $10 a month. Super useful stuff. Guys, how about I stop here? But it was a pleasure and I'll see you next time, all right? Peace.